good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Congo Hour. I am your host, Wayna Dobson, and Trippy is not going to be here tonight. He is tending to the funeral services, the memorial service of Amy, the young girl whose life was taken at Howard High School. Um, I'm really, I don't know, I was okay till I started talking about it. It's really sad that you think that you're sending your child to school and that they're going to come home from school. I can't even imagine what her parents and family are going through right now. But as always, we have a fun and very informative show. I'm really excited on this evening because I have some very special guests with me who I've been wanting them to come down to the show. I've been doing the show forever, and they just now found a way to make their way here. And that is, well, actually, a dear friend, Daphne, and we have my niece Kalia, and we have my granddaughter Anaya, who y'all hear me talk about Princess Nine. So you'll be able to see them today, as well as we have Councilwoman Maria Cabrera, who's coming on to talk about her candidacy for being the mayor of Wilmington. Also, Mother's Day is coming up real early this year, I feel like. And speaking of mothers, my mother is here. She's not in the green room because something happened to the television. So she's here at the studio, which I'm really excited. Y'all hear me talk about my mom, but y'all also know I talk about how she doesn't like being on camera or film or anything like that. So she is here. And we have some community news and we have some birthday announcements. I was talking about Mother's Day. So, Trippy and I, every Mother's Day, we do the Mother's Day shout out. So if you could, you can go to the Congo Hour Facebook page, and on the front page, put your mother's shout out, as well as during Monday through Friday only, between the hours of 10 and 4. You can call the funeral home if you don't have access to the computer. So please keep in mind, Monday through Friday this week, only from 10 to 4, you can call and give your Mother's Day shout out. So I'm going to go right into my very first interview. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
How y'all
doing?
Well, how are you?
Oh, listen. This is Daphne and Kalia. Wave your hand at the camera. Say hi. You gonna say hi? Huh? You can say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. And my granddaughter, Princess Nine, say hi.
Hi.
All right. So, what are you ladies here to talk about today?
We are here today to talk about the St. Peter Cathedral 5K. And the 5K actually came about because St. Peter Cathedral School is celebrating 185 years. Okay. So that's something to really get excited about, and we wanted to commemorate the occasion by doing something special. And we decided to do a 5K. So it's Sunday, May 22nd. Check-in times at 8 o'clock, and the actual walk will take place at 9 o'clock. So we're just trying to get the word out to alumni.
Okay, great.
And that's right, your family, 4 generations,
yes,
which is awesome. So we have a lot of that at St. Peter Cathedral School. So it's awesome, and we're glad to be able to come on the show and just try to reach out to everyone. If you know somebody that went to St. Peter's, or if not, the walk is open to everyone. And we need folks to register online at www.racestoRun.com.
Okay. And Kalia, will you be walking? You will? Anaya, are you going to be walking?
Yes.
So you all just had a walk-a-thon recently, right?
Yes.
Right.
So
Yes.
I think, Anaya, you won?
Yes.
And what did you win?
I won for first place in my classroom, and I won first place in the whole school, raising the most money.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we want to thank everyone who gave
Yes.
to Anaya's walkathon. I know Newcastle County government gave. I know my
Right.
mom had people at her job. I'm sure Aunt Nikki and Uncle Ben helped as well.
Right.
All right. So we have it up on the screen. It's Sunday, May the 22nd.
That's
And what's
right.
the time again?
The check-in is 8 o'clock. The actual run and walk starts at 9 o'clock. So
Okay.
we're going to have some festivities there. We'll have St. Mark's High School. We have a lot of support from some of the high schools. And it should be a fun time. Some activities and things for the kids. So come out and enjoy a good time and some cupcakes and everything.
Oh, cupcakes. Huh? So what is it that you do at St. Peter's Cathedral?
I'm actually the advancement director, so I'm there to help with marketing and advancing the school, enrollment, things like that. So,
Okay. All right. So, Kalia, what grade are you in?
Pre-K,
You're in pre-K? And what's your teacher's name?
Miss D.
Miss D? Okay. And what do you like doing in school?
Playing.
You like playing? And you do very well in your work there at school, right? You're very smart, right? All right. Anaya, what grade are you in?
I am in 5th grade.
5th grade. So
Yes.
I remember, well, wait a minute, 5th grade, so you're upstairs.
Yes.
Yes. I remember going to St. Peter's, but you didn't go upstairs till you were in the 6th grade, and I
Oh,
could not
wow.
wait to get upstairs. That's where all the big people go upstairs. So, Anaya, what's your favorite class?
Well, actually, I love all the subjects, but if I had to choose particularly, I would choose math.
Math.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's wonderful.
Now, it's funny because I'm very transparent. So I went back to school and I'm like, math, like they do it so differently from when I went to school, and I couldn't remember a lot of things, but I started acing my math. So I guess I get it from you, huh, Anaya?
Yes.
So, that's good. All right. So do you want to, let's recap again, and then you can give any shout outs to anyone that you want to say hi to, okay? All right.
Okay, so St. Peter Cathedral School, and if you would like to register online, that's probably one of the easiest ways. You would go to www.races2run.com, and you would click on events. Right under events, you'll scroll down till you see St. Peter Cathedral School, and we're actually calling our walk, just for the initials of the school, STPC 5K Run Walk. And we just really want to reach out to just everyone in the community. Sign up, come support us, and we'd love to see you there.
All right. So, Kalia, is there any you want to say hi to you? Huh? So look in that camera and say hi.
Hi.
Hi who?
Hi, my mommy.
Your mommy. And who brought you here this evening?
My daddy.
Your daddy. And you want to say hi to your brother? What's his name? Isaiah. All right. Princess, you want to give anybody any shout outs?
Yes. Hi, Aunt Nikki. Hi, Uncle Babe. Hi, Baba. And hi, Mommy. Love you all. Thank you.
Oh, my.
Oh yeah, we have to give a shout
You
out
got to
to
say hi
Sister
to
Donna.
Baba, too. You better say hi to Baba.
Hi, Baba.
What was you getting ready to say?
I was gonna say you can give a shout out to Sister Donna.
Oh, and also Sister Donna.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Sister Donna.
All right. So, I'm so happy that y'all came.
Me too.
If I wish you could stay, and because I know you like politics, Anaya.
Yeah.
So I have Councilwoman Maria Cabrera
That's
coming
awesome.
on soon. Maybe Bob will let you stay a little while longer. We'll see. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So once again, please, if you want to give a shout out for Mother's Day, you can go to our Facebook page, the Congo Hour, or you can call the funeral home at 652-8887, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Going to take a quick break. Hopefully my mom will let Anaya stay a little while longer. We'll see, but we'll be right back. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the Congo Hour.
Oh my! So my mom did let both my granddaughter and my niece stay for the next segment of the Congo Hour. So I'm glad y'all can stay. All right, so our next guest is Councilwoman Maria Cabrera, who is running for the mayoral, to be the mayor of Wilmington, Delaware. So, Anaya, I'm going to let you, well, first of all, you want to welcome her to the show? Go ahead. Maria, it's Miss Maria Cabrera.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, Miss Maria. Welcome to the show.
Hello to the both of you. And Kalia, whose name rhymes with Maria.
Oh, my.
And onomatopoeia. We learned that in the waiting room.
Oh, okay.
Onomatopoeia, big word.
Great.
Well, thank you. It's really a pleasure for me to be here on the Congo Hour. This is the most famous and watched hours of Comcast Channel 28. And I'm happy to be here to communicate not just with you guys, but with the greater Wilmington residents.
All right, thank you. So, Anaya, I'm going to let you ask the first question.
Okay. So, since you're running for mayor, I would like to ask you, what would you want to help and do better for the community?
Well, I think that one of the things that we need to do is, it seems like we're a very disconnected community. So one of the most important things is that we need to have community engagement. I think that the people in Wilmington feel that their voices are not being heard, that we don't listen to them, and that they have serious concerns of the things that are happening in their neighborhood with their children, especially the moms, and I'm a mom, so I can really relate to them. I used to live in a really nice neighborhood in the city of Wilmington, so sometimes those neighborhoods get more of the nuisance crimes and the thefts and the robberies, but then now I'm living next to a neighborhood where you can hear the gunshots in the air, you can hear them at nighttime, and just 3 days ago my neighbor called the police because somebody was trying to break into her home, and someone broke into my neighbor's house downstairs. So now I get to be in a place where I really see the challenges of what people are going through in their neighborhood. So one of the first things I want to do is listen to my community, engage them, because we all have to be part of the solution. If not, we're part of the problem. And the mayor's office can only do so much, and the city can only do so much. It's about communities, it's about what happens in your neighborhood, and it's what happens inside the homes and some of the people that we're creating, that we're raising. You know, I think we need to start looking at a holistic way to heal our city, looking at every aspect.
Okay. What is your why? Why is it that you want to run for mayor?
You know, people have been asking me that, and most recently someone asked me today, why would I leave my city council seat at large and where I get to now move up to senior leadership.
Wait a minute, on that note, thank you.
That's right, because we're making room for other leaders. And I think that's important. Sometimes we have these regurgitated or recycled people in leadership, and sometimes you need to just bring in a fresh perspective. So why am I running? I'm running, number one, because I love Wilmington. I truly care about my city. I care about the people in it. As a mother, I care about having a city where my child is not afraid to walk our little dog, that I don't have to worry about guns being pointed to his head when he witnesses people getting their homes broken into, and that my child is not so scared that he believes what somebody said to him that he would be afraid to even share that with his mother. The other thing, being on city council, I love serving and I love being on city council, and I'm very hands-on with the community, with my constituents, and I think for the most part I've been a good representative. I've been their voice, and I've introduced some laws that are common sense laws, things that we should be doing to deal with some of the issues in our neighborhoods. But I'm running because the city of Wilmington is heavy-handed on the administrative side versus on the legislative side. So a lot of times people think that somehow I, as a council member, have the power to do all these things that they want us to do, and they just don't realize that our power is limited. Now, I'm not using that as an excuse, because, you know, I'll find my way around that. I have good relationships with the people in city government, so I will call a department head or a person that works for the city, and we'll get things done that need to be done. But at the end of the day, the mayor is the one who has the true power and the true ability to bring people together, to work with our business community, to really engage the community, and to make those necessary changes in city government that we need in order to be more of a customer service, customer friendly, business friendly city. And I'm just frustrated because I've been sitting here looking at all these problems, and I thought we were all going to work together to fix them, and that's not what happened. And I think that as a woman, we tend to bring people to the table, the ego is set aside. You check in the ego at the door. We don't have egos like that because we're too busy cleaning up after everybody in our family to have an ego. And I just think it's time that we have a different perspective in leadership, and a woman's going to bring that perspective to the table. And not just because I'm a woman, because I have the experience. And I think I have a great vision for this. I know I have a great vision for the city of Wilmington, and we're going to work real hard. I've never been scared of hard work. So that is the why, because darn it, I know I can do it, and I know we can do it together.
All right, very good. Can you think of another question?
No.
No? Okay. So what are your, if you win, what is the...
We say when I win.
Okay. What's the
But
first
that's
thing
okay.
you're going to do?
Well, one of the first things that we need to do, Wayna, I believe that we have to look at every department. We have to do an efficiency audit, which that's being put into the budget now. We have to see how city government operates, because I really do believe we need to clean our own house first before we can get out there and do anything more. And we have to look at the efficiencies. We need to do a better job at customer service and listening to our residents and our constituents. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look internally. What are we doing? What can we do better? Because our city employees are the heart and soul of the city. And I'm not going to say that they're not doing a good job, but can we do a better job? Of course we can. There's some things that need to be changed. That leadership needs to be there in every single department. The next thing I would want to do is a series of, I don't want to call them town halls, I want to call them focus groups. Focus groups, because we're going to go from community to community. Every community in Wilmington is very unique. You can cross the street and you're in a whole different community. I know, because I live in one of those communities. I'm in Trinity Vicinity. Cute, quaint, cozy. Across the street, I'm in West Center City. You know, there's all kinds of stuff going down in West Center City. And for the life of me, I don't understand how we ignore these problems and how we ignore certain sectors of the city, and we don't work collaboratively to fix all of the city, and we just pick and choose the neighborhoods we want to improve. I just thought I had special glasses and I'm the only one who could see those problems over there, but no, people are there and they're feeling them. So we need to go community by community and listen to our community. Community empowerment, that's what I call that. So now their voices are being heard, and we got to get to work on those things that need to happen. Now mind you, government is not the cure-all. Government isn't here to fix every problem in every neighborhood, but there are things that we can do better. The second thing is, the third thing is I would implement the recommendations of the police report, the commission report. There are a lot of great recommendations there. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We don't need to go any further than look at what our neighbors have done in cities that have brought crime down, like Philadelphia and places like New York. They say New York is safer than Wilmington right now. You can go to New York City and be safer there with their broken window laws. Baltimore with their strong license and inspection, the changes that they've made in that department to really deal with the vacant properties. And we are doing that. We're on our way to doing that with the Land Bank Conservancy. So those are things that we would do right out the gate. And my policing plan, which I did bring with me, because it's not, I'm not a talk, I can talk, but I'm also a walker, I do the action. But this is something that one of my fellow council members, because I don't steal people's ideas or take credit for other people's work, but Councilman Friel for the longest time has put this plan together on paper that he thought could work. And the mayor went towards that, but kind of they stopped at 3 sectors. And maybe you can still have those 3 sectors, but we need to have smaller areas that you assign police officers to. That is their area. That is your home. You will be there for the next, I don't know how many years. And you put the amount of police that are needed according to the need. If you have a hot zone, this stuff is going on, then you need to have more police officers there. But they need to have relationships with the community. That means somebody come knocking on your door. No, the popo's not coming to get you. They're coming to meet you. They want to know who you are, what's your name, what are your needs, Mrs. Gonzalez, Mrs. Johnson, we're here today. Anything going on we need to know about. Not only that, what happens is they get to know who the culprits are in the neighborhoods too. And when they're around and they're policing that area, they can do that more efficiently. Your calls for service start to be reduced. That way we don't have to keep saying, give us more police, more police. More police is not the answer. Better policing and deployment is the answer. And how we deploy our police right now, let's not talk about how many police officers we have on the street at one time out of 320, minus the ones that may not be there. So, public safety is a big issue. And that's the first thing we have to tackle.
I hear you say we a lot, and I don't know if you want to go here, but we attended McKee's town hall meeting on
Yes.
Sycamore Street. And I was really bothered and by one of the candidates that said the word you all.
You all are you people.
I thought it was you all, but you heard you people.
I thought the question was you people, and upon further investigation, my understanding is because the sound was off and it was really hard for us where we were seated to hear the candidates and what they were saying. But my understanding was that the candidate was saying to the business community, he said to them, you people don't understand what's going on in the city of Wilmington. Like, you people have no clue the things that we need to do in the city of Wilmington. And
And
that's
who, the you people were the business people?
the
is what
business
you-
people that he was speaking to. He said,
Okay.
you people don't understand, and that was the context of how it was said. And maybe what was picked up was you people like talking about the community, or was it the black community, or what community
That's
it
how I
was.
took it, and I was seated. There was only one person between the two of us, and that's what I heard. And I think that's what the community heard because Butter was like, no, wait a minute, let's clean
Yeah,
this
let's-
up.
yeah,
so,
let's see what that
and
is.
I felt as though when it was supposed to be clean, I thought that the hole was dug deeper. But that's just my opinion.
From what I understand is that they couldn't even understand the question because you really couldn't hear. This is where you have that miscommunication that happens, and I can't really speak to that because I didn't hear it correctly. I didn't really hear. I couldn't hear what anybody was saying. So I just focused on what the question was and what I had to say. I mean, you were sitting closer, so probably you heard. I could only hear, Mr. Gregory, who was sitting next to me.
Okay, all right. Okay, so have you thought of anything yet? You've been listening.
Yes. Do you have any ideas on making our school programs and kids' education better?
Well, I really love that you asked that question. First, let me just tell you that the mayor's office in the city of Wilmington, our powers were kind of stripped from us in terms of having city schools, so we really don't have much of a say. But that's not an excuse because I firmly believe that the mayor's office and the mayor can work together with the state government, with our governor, with the superintendent of schools. And right now, something that was done is we have a Wilmington Education Improvement Commission, and they came up with these really great suggestions that I firmly believe that we should implement. Now, how the state is going to go about implementing those recommendations, we need to ask the person who wants to be governor of our state. I firmly believe that we don't need 19 school districts, that we don't need to be paying 19 superintendents 6 digits salaries, that we can take all that money and put it back into the schools. I believe that our children should be taught life skills and conflict resolutions so we don't have our children going to school and being beat down to the point that a life is taken from them. See, I'm a mother and I have a child that goes to school. When I send my child to school, he needs to come home alive. He needs to come home not hurt or scarred by the mean things or the mean words that people say to him. And I think that's really important. And our community right now is suffering the loss of one of those young lives. And I just came from her service this evening. So that breaks my heart. So our children need and are entitled to have a better education, because a better education means that you can grow up and have a better job. And that means that you don't have to live in poverty. That means that you can break that cycle, because Wilmington right now is a very poor city. We have people living in neighborhoods that have over 50% unemployment. So when you talk about the unemployment rate going down in the state of Delaware, I'm glad we can brag about that, but we can't brag about it when your city, the #1 city, 200 years, over 200 years, the city of Wilmington has been the economic engine of the state of Delaware. When you, the state of Delaware, can ignore what happens in our city and allow this to happen in our neighborhoods, no, you got no bragging rights whatsoever. When you go and you build a new city and you invest in that new city and the people from this city didn't even get a job and didn't even get to build it, sorry, that's a big mistake. 20 years. We can celebrate 20 years of the riverfront. I love the riverfront. I go there with my children. But when we did not economically develop the other side of the city by at least giving people jobs, that's one less drug dealer on the corner. That's one less person out there selling guns. That is one less person who has to live in poverty. And we didn't do that, and we didn't do that well. And by we, I say we because we're all kind of responsible. I wasn't there. I wasn't the one, but I'm not gonna say that I'm not culpable. I'm not doing that. I don't believe in that. I don't point fingers or blame. All I'm gonna say is that we need to change that. We need some jobs in our city. We got people here that need to feed their families. And if I think you give that person an opportunity, they would make a choice to take that job and do it instead of having to be on the street corner. Not everybody, but most of them will. It's been proven. It's been documented.
On that note, Maria, the county exec, Komoko, Booby Jack, and other people on a daily basis, and I'm not exaggerating, they want to bring jobs here by expanding the port. What's your viewpoint on the port being expanded?
This is what I'm looking at. There are some improvements that need to be made to the port. First of all, to retain the businesses that we have, because we cannot afford to lose the jobs we have right now, and I believe it's over 2,000 jobs at the Port of Wilmington. And there is a very strong possibility that those jobs can turn into 15,000 jobs or more. And with jobs, the crime situation in Wilmington would look very, very different. So I do believe that we have to look at that. We have to urge the state to do the study, the environmental study that needs to happen in order for them to move forward. We need to improve, make the improvements at the Port of Wilmington, and if that includes expansion, we have to look at that very carefully. As the mayor, I would support anything that would bring jobs into my city, but I also have to support and look at everything very carefully. What does this mean in terms of the Coastal Act, the environment? I travel to DC. I testify before the EPA on environmental issues. These are things that I have done that the public don't really know. They don't know about that. And when I look around, I'm the only person there from Delaware representing our city and our state. We have a lot of poisons and toxins in our community and our water, and there's a reason too why some of what happens in our communities. Our children are very unhealthy. We are very unhealthy. People die of cancer every day. So I certainly don't want to do anything that would harm our environment, but our environment right now is an environment that is very toxic when you have this much killing going on in our city. So I certainly would stand with those folks to urge and push the state to seriously look at the Port of Wilmington as a way to expand or to improve and to bring some jobs into the city.
I always like, I'm very grateful for LAPA TV because what the media may say or other people may say, we can always correct
You're
the
right.
media.
You're right.
And one of the things I definitely want to put out there is that the number of jobs that will be available with the expansion of the port is based on the number of cranes that we will have. So when you hear the numbers of how many jobs, it's getting higher and higher because more cranes are in the equation. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. Did you have any other questions? No? Okay. Kalia, you have any questions? You do? Oh my, tell me what your question is. What am I going to do for kids, little kids?
My mommy says
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whisper. Your mommy says what?
My mommy says I'm a good girl.
Okay, yes. Whew. Lord Jesus.
What did she say now?
She said, my mommy says I'm a good girl. Yes, you are.
Okay, well, and you know what, since you guys are young, let's talk a little bit about our youth because, you know, we talk about the crime and the public safety issue, and another thing that we don't address is the fact that we really don't have a lot for our youth to do. So we have to look at the resources that we already have. We really have to do something with our community centers, the one that the city runs, and I'm so glad that now we have a director there who has a sense of the community, who can communicate with the community. But what can we do with our young people? We need to have more resources for them. These young people need to have something to do in the summertime when they're out of school, after school. We also need jobs for them as well. But when they're not engaged, when we don't have things for them to do, this is part of the problem. You know what happens with idle hands. So, you know, they need to be in a nurturing environment where they're learning skills. Even with the youth employment program, we need to get these kids in jobs where they're actually learning a skill that they can take with them and get an after-school job during the school year. It's not just about doing menial labor because we get this money and we can hire them. You know, our youth are our future, and we see what's happening with our youth in the streets. So that has to be one of the #1 focuses. One of the things that I would like to have is an Office of Reentry and Intervention. The intervention would work with young people to make sure that we don't get to the point that they have been through the system multiple times, as the CDC report showed. These children, these youth that are going out here and becoming the shooters, there has been an opportunity, not once but 3 times, for there to have been an intervention, and nothing was done. They were ignored. Getting back to schools, because that's one place where the first contact is made with a counselor, and then sometimes even with a enforcement officer or a probation officer. So there's times that they come before us and we can intervene. But why even get to that point that the money's always there for after the fact. We can't keep putting monies into the problem after the fact. We can't arrest our way out of this. We have to start saving our youth, and we have to start doing that now. So I certainly would make sure that we make an investment in community centers, that we work with the state, public and private partnerships. I think we have a lot of great corporations in the city of Wilmington that would love to invest, but sometimes you just need that leader to sit at the table with them and say, do the ask. This is what we need, this is why we need it, and at the same time, will you give some of these young people some internship jobs, get them in here, let them learn about banking and those kind of jobs. That's important. When we were talking about the port and jobs, I also want to add that there's a lot of jobs available with green initiatives. So as a city, we need to be implementing some more green initiatives. Weatherization, you teach people about weatherization, getting those weatherization audits, and then they go in there and make the improvements. Everybody wants to save money on their electric bill and their gas bill and their heating bill. I mean, I lived in a big house. I had to pay $600 a month to keep my house heated, which is why I left. I said, I can't do this. It's just me and Vinny anymore. You know, $600 is a lot. So when you get those weatherization people to come through, they keep the heat in your home, your bills drop. It's worth making that investment. So we definitely have to focus on our youth. And I wanted to talk about our seniors. I haven't heard any of the candidates talk about our seniors. Our seniors are the people who share their knowledge with us. We can learn so much from them. One of the things that I've noticed going around the city, I've been taking pictures of these corners and sidewalks. We don't have accessibility. And it's not just the seniors, someone who's differently able, someone who's in a wheelchair, the scooters. I live across from Sacred Heart now, and the gentlemen in the scooters were telling me, we can't go up that sidewalk, Councilwoman, because the tree root is so big that our scooters will topple over. But we can't go on the other side of the sidewalk because that sidewalk hasn't been handicap accessible or ADA accessible. So I remember when my knee was bothering me one time and I had to go down the sidewalk, how painful that was. You start to realize it. And then I was walking around with my little grandson, 8-month-old Julian. The other day I took a day off from campaigning and took him with me downtown, took him all the way to the office, showed him off. And I realized what a hard time I was having with the stroller. So our seniors need to have better accessibility so that they can get around and be independent. Nobody wants to be stuck inside just because you can't walk through the sidewalks in Wilmington. And transportation, there's a lot of challenges with transportation. They have to wait forever just to get someone to pick them up, drop them off when they use public transportation. And last but not least, you know, some of our seniors are not living in the best conditions. Yeah. I remember when we built that fancy, the towers, you know, over by Trolley Square. That's not Luther Towers, which is at Lincoln Towers. I went in there for a meeting and there was little caterpillars everywhere. I'm like, how does this happen? This is a brand new building. So I certainly hope they took care of that. So one of the things I would definitely focus on, because these are my favorite people in the whole world as the seniors, is to make sure that whatever concerns they have and their needs, that we're addressing them. And I've heard lately we might need to do some conflict resolution at the senior centers because there's been some things going on. But certainly we need to think about our seniors. We talked about the union. I want to talk a little bit about the union.
Let me say this. You really can't talk.
Oh, I can. How much time do I have? I got
You got 1 minute.
I got 1 minute. I
1
was
minute.
5 minutes. Okay. Well, I just want to say that one of the things that I strongly believe in is in working with, example, LIUNA, because LIUNA is taking men off our streets and training them, teaching them a skill set. And we have the Delaware Skills Center. I know that other candidates talk about we need a training and skills center. You know what? We need jobs for these people. So we really have to push and make sure that these gentlemen that are going through that program with the apprenticeship school, that we have jobs for them, but that get more people engaged and support that. Because we've had some low-level construction going on in our city. We just have to make sure that we say, if you're doing business with a city and we're giving you an incentive, you got to put that in the contract, just like the federal government does. You know, that 3% should be local hire. Give the people that live in my city a job. And, you know, I mean, there's so much more that we could talk about, but I think right now I'm going to streamline some of the regulatory issues with license and inspections. I'm going to continue to work hard as your council member because I'm not going to lose my focus. We're still going to go after those slumlords and those property owners that take advantage of our communities. There's laws that I've introduced that are addressing that. Getting ready to introduce another law, the landlord education certification. So now you have to be certified if you're going to rent a property in the city of Wilmington. You have nuisance points. You're going to have to get a provisional business license. You will no longer get a permanent business license. You either clean it up or you get out of my city. So these are some of the laws, and the disorderly premises. You want to act a fool, you're going to have to pay to act a fool. You're going to have to stop acting the fool, and your landlord's going to get points too, so you may get put out. So, you know, just let's go after the little stuff, you know, jaywalking, loitering, littering. Stop polluting my city because it makes it look like we don't care and more bad people come in it, right? We shouldn't pollute. Remember, we need to get that campaign back. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Don't you be a dirty bird. And those might sound like little insignificant things, but trust me, it makes a big difference.
Does. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're
I hope you have me
welcome.
back again as we're moving forward and I
Yes.
start to, you know, publicly unleash, I don't want to say unleash Maria, unleash my public safety plan as well as other plans I have for the
All
city.
right, I will do that. What we're trying to do is at least give the candidates at least well, one date, but possibly another date. So
Have all of
we'll
us on
communicate.
board so we can all talk about it.
That would be wonderful. We'll make that happen. Actually, I remember 4 years ago we did do that. So
Yes.
we'll do our
You
best
guys
to
are
make
the
that
reason
happen.
why I got an opportunity to speak on television and the day at the YMCA. Otherwise than that, people didn't know
That's
what the
right.
council members were
Exactly.
running on.
Yes. Okay. So thank you so much again.
Thank you for
All
having
right.
me.
So you want to say we're going to take a break?
We're going to take a break. Have a nice day.
Well, we're not going all the way off yet.
Oh, right.
We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I'm going to do a few community announcements. Unfortunately, this week we won't be doing the funeral announcements. They will be announced on next week. So we have the Girls Ministry of Shiloh Baptist Church having an event called This Is My Story on Friday, May the 13th. And let's see, it's going to be at Shiloh Baptist Church, 215 West 22nd Street. And that's all. I don't have a contact number or anything. All I have is it's Friday, May the 13th at 6 p.m. Also, Priest Tyre is back with plays, and this one is called Mama's Boy. It's going to be at the Grand Opera House on June the 25th and 26th, and you can get your tickets at www.mamasboytheplay.com. That's MOMMASBOYTHEPLAY.com. And also want to remind everyone about St. Peter's 5K Run and Walk on Sunday, May the 22nd. You can go to www.racestoRun.com for more information and to register to walk. So I want to thank my beautiful niece, who her mommy says is a good girl, for coming. She was definitely a good girl. And I definitely want to thank my beautiful granddaughter, Anaya, who I call Princess Nai. You asked very good questions, Anaya.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now is when we say, normally what I tell everyone is that I pray that this week is the best week of their lives. And do you want to say thank them for tuning in?
Thank you for tuning in.
All right, Kalia, you want to say bye? Say thank. Oh, wait a minute. Say thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning.
All right. Okay. So, if you would like to be a part of the Congo Hour, we are having all candidates come on, and the majority of them had already scheduled with me. So if you would like to come on the show, please give me a call at 521-7325. And please know that we book like at least 2 months ahead of time. All right, we're getting the wind down. Good night.
Bye.
Wave bye-bye.